Miss Brown, how long you been in Harvey?
I was born and raised in Harvey 78 years ago.
How many years?
78.
Wow.
That's
a long
beautiful.
time. It's
I came to
beautiful.
Harvey in 1967, and I had came home from Vietnam. And I know you don't know this. I was the first African American firefighter on call.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I've been
That's
in
a beautiful
Harvey.
thing.
You
I've
remember?
been in Harvey since 1971.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And Harvey was a beautiful place to live in.
Oh, yes.
Well, I was born in 1976. I was born in Blue Island, but we lived downtown Harvey when Harvey used to be able to walk down the streets
Yes.
safe.
I remember when I came to Harvey when I was a fireman. It was a restaurant downtown Harvey. We used to go there for breakfast, right,
Yes,
right
right on-
where the
right
bus
on-
station is.
Right across the
A
street.
well-known restaurant there.
Right across the street.
Right.
Okay,
And it caught on fire. That was my first big fire.
My parents
used
moved out here in 1971.
I used to love to go into Jean's Bakery.
1971.
They make the
Let's
best
see.
cakes.
From where?
I hate that they left.
They bought their house when they was 6 months old. They were the first black couple on that block. So Harvey used to be segregated into sections. Our side of town of Harvey, which is the now is the 6th ward, that was the side that they said rich people lived on.
Wow.
I walked through Harvey from 145th all the way over here. We had a ice cream city over here on
Yes.
Dixie Highway.
Mr. Perkins.
So we would walk from Ice Cream City to Jean's Bakery, and it was safe. You know, the street lights were on. People would tell you. At that time, even we had game bankers out here. They would tell us, you know, it's too late for you to be outside. It's time for you to get home.
Wow.
Make sure you get home. They watch you go home. Call your parents and make sure you got in the house safely.
Yes.
Wow.
Sure did.
Well, the dividing line there's 4 generations of my family that went to Thornton High School. My mom, my children, my grandchildren, and myself.
All right.
And the dividing line, as Ms. Johnson said, it was segregated in Harvey, was Wood Street.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything west of Wood Street is West Harvey.
Okay.
Everything east of Wood Street was where the whites lived. And West Harvey was very famous back then. That's where the Dales got started at
Yes.
147th
Okay.
and Roby. And our mayor, Nick Graves, he was the first drummer for the Dales.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. But he
I
was
know, I
the Dales'
didn't.
first drummer.
Nick also boxed too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Nick Gray
Well,
was a
I
good mayor, too.
I attended Thornton from 91 through 95. I met Anthony track and field from 91 to 93. He did the hurdles. For relay, I did the long distance, 33 meters. We were like a team. That's what I like about Anthony. That we were
So
a
Anthony's a
team.
go-getter, huh?
Yep, he had his hurdles. I was telling him the other day in the conversation that.
Could he run?
Good run.
Oh yeah, he was the best. We had.
Don't
No, but I'm saying
That's all
the way he runs, he had the hurdles. It's like what he faces now with Harvey. I told him his analogy about how he has hurdles now to face. He faces hurdles. That's why and then he had relay. He has the people that support him as a relay teammates.
Okay.
That's good.
I remember when my son passed in college, and this is when I started the Daniel Richard Foundation, and we had it like 20-some years. Back then, you know, parents would support you.
Yes.
It just seemed like now no one cared. And
We're in a total different mindset
Right.
now.
Mindset now.
Yeah.
This is the residents of Harvey now are basically renters,
Okay.
and the older population, they're tired.
Okay.
And like I said, we have a lot of renters here in Harvey who really have no investment in Harvey.
Do you think that's one of the biggest problems? Because I know when I'm out there talking to people, and the first thing you ask them about voting, they act like they don't care.
Well,
Because they're renters.
No, I'm talking about
it's
the older
not-
people. A lot of older people,
because they
be
don't
like,
feel that
Yes.
their vote will count.
you think that, right? Like nothing gonna change.
Nothing's
They don't
gonna
feel
change.
it.
That's the
They have
biggest
been
thing.
lied to
You
for
hear a
so
lot of them
long
say
Okay.
nothing's going to change.
that
in
they
Harvey.
feel that whoever gets in is going to do the same thing.
Same thing.
They
That's
never
what
see anybody
most of the
until
words
it's
are.
election time.
Okay.
And then after election time, you go to City Hall, you can't see the person. You can't
No.
talk to anyone
Can't
in
call
City
them.
Hall and get a decent answer.
Okay.
So they've
I'd
just
be
given up.
skeptical
I
too.
mean,
And the first thing that
it's
they
very
Yes.
difficult. Even I am a senior coordinator for the
Okay.
Harvey Park District now. And it is so difficult to get our seniors to come to events because they just don't do anything anymore. They just don't want to do anything.
What I noticed also, since they have a new administration in the park district, is I see more kids now in the park playing now, basketball and stuff like that.
That is because
And,
the board has taken the initiative to make the park district
Much better.
to enhance the park district so people would want to come.
Okay.
When you have dilapidated equipment, when you have garbage all over the park, when you have transit and all going on in the park, who wants to go to the park?
Yeah, you're
Nobody.
right.
No one wants to
No
go.
one.
Something I want to address to you all that you probably haven't paid any attention to. I noticed from a businessman point of view that when construction is being done in Harvey, they never hire people from the neighborhood. Why you think that?
Because of the administration, whoever is getting the construction done, is who they're dealing with.
It's a barter system. If you're my friend and I like you,
Take care of you.
I'll take care of you because I know you're gonna take care of me. The problem is that the previous administrations and all of the identities of the boards have been working together to take care of themselves. So when you get out here and you look for help, they're not thinking about the people in the community because they want to have people that they can hold things over their head. So if you do something for me, 2-3 years down the line, you owe me.
Oh, me.
You owe me a favor.
But still, what I'm
right.
looking at is when I look at the label,
You don't see any
I don't
people
see
of color.
any people of color. See, these jobs, just say the library, Gloria Taylor, and I'm pretty sure you're looking at about $12-13 million. The minority set aside says you're supposed to get 30% of it. But when I see money issued out and people say that they're for the people in the neighborhood, I don't see no people of color on none of these jobs. And that's sad because
It is sad.
the taxpayer,
Yes.
I'm a taxpayer.
Right.
I got plenty of property and I'm a taxpayer. And what, bothers me is if I'm paying taxes, why not people in the neighborhood? Do you feel that Mr. McCaskill would change that thing?
Yes, I do.
I do.
Why?
Because McCaskill he's about putting people in position that
Hold
can
them
do the
more
job.
accountable, yes.
It's accountability. And that's what people are not, they're afraid of that.
Right.
You can be his cousin, his friend, his wife,
So why would be
or
fired?
his sister. But if you can't do the job, you can't be there. And that's accountability.
Right.
It's a delegation of who is accountable.
But I think he learned that from high school, from our coaches.
Okay.
They taught us to be.
And it's not all about hiring your family all the time.
Right.
When I
That's
first
the
met
biggest
him,
issue we
And
got.
it's not
with
only
Harvey.
blacks.
Right. But
Hispanics.
that's
I
our
mean, you
biggest
don't
thing
see
we
them.
got.
He,
I was
he
seeing
made a
like
very
Latino
good
group.
point. You said he learned that from your coaches?
From when we were in high school, we were taught to be the few, the proud. We were the few at track and field,
right?
and we were dedicated. We learned that from Coach Daniels, that we were taught to be respectful, honest.
And the real athlete does that.
Yep, we were
It's called teamwork.
teamwork. We were a team. I was talking about our coach here. I mean, our time in Thornton.
See,
How we had fun. We were together. We worked together. We were a team. He made it down to state. He was the dedicated.
He always was a smart
I
guy.
see that people
Yeah.
say, when you say team, there's no I in team, but it is an M and an E. But the thing about McCaskill with that M and an E, he turns that M up to a we. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of, and they're scared of. The accountability. We at Harvey have to understand one thing. As we sitting around this table and we conversating about the things that's going on, the good thing about it is everyone at this table has gotten involved. And that's what McCaskill looks for you to get involved.
Yes.
But he
You
wants to
have to
include
be
all
a
groups.
person.
He wants to
Right.
include all groups.
You have to.
Latino, blacks,
I,
whites.
What you say, Ms.
Not
Brown?
cutting you off, but 4 years ago, this was election 4 years ago when he ran for mayor before.
Uh-huh.
That's when I met him.
Okay.
I was asked by one of his commissioners to talk to him before I made my decision. And my question to her was, why should I vote for Mr. McCaskill when he's sitting in a park district that have no programs? The parks look like hell.
Thank you.
Why should I vote for him?
Okay.
Her reply to me was, Joyce, talk to him. Just let him tell you what his plans are,
Okay.
and what his vision is, and then make your decision. And I did.
Okay.
That was the best thing I could have done.
Because you got the hand up front what was going on and what he wanted to do.
Yes,
he sticks to it.
I listened to what he had to say, and I'm not always right about judgment of characters,
Okay.
but most of the time I am. And he showed me something, he told me something, and I listened, and it made sense.
Okay.
Okay.
The park
I'm here
district-
4 years, I'm not cutting you off, but I'm here 4 years later. And I've seen everything that he said he was given a chance.
Okay.
He has done.
It's all right.
Was the park district in financial strap at the time or
It was
what?
total disarray,
Wow.
total disarray.
Did he change financial?
He cut out a lot of paychecks, I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
So when you cut people's paycheck, you know they don't like you, right?
Yeah, that's the
He cut
problem.
off a lot of
See,
paychecks.
they were 4.3 million in debt when he brought me on as the
Wow.
office manager. And the one thing I like about McCaskill is he listens.
Yes, he
That's a
does.
good thing.
When I came to him with my ideas, he didn't just block me out like previous people do. He listened and he said, well, I'm going to listen to what you're saying, but don't just tell me something. Give me a beginning, a middle, and the end so that we can have solidify the problems. And that's how the park district came about. As the office manager, he cut out a lot of paychecks. No cash. I said, well, what we got to do is we'll do money orders. Money orders are cashier's checks. That way we can have a paper trail.
Yep.
We got the paper trail going. Then he thought about it. The man has always been about numbers, which is very fascinating to me.
Right.
I can tell him a number, tell him some more numbers, and in his head, he already registered with them. The numbers are there. So that's real fascinating to me because when you coming in and it's like, okay, I got 2,500, 30,000 here and there, and then Tony's like, okay, that's 50,000. What are you doing with it? What's going to happen? So I said, well, this is what we need to do. He said, no, listen to me. This is what we're gonna do. This is the way I want it. This is my platform, and then you're gonna stick to it, or I'm gonna fire you. I stuck to it 4 years later.
And you still here.
I'm still here.
I think we think alike because I play with my numbers in my head, so I can see Anthony. He talks from his heart.
That's right.
You know, a lot of people, from watching and talking throughout the city, a lot of people ask me, will he change once he get that seat?
Oh, yeah,
And I wonder, and this is, you know,
I don't think so.
No, because he's been the same person since I met him.
He's
Well,
been the
that's-
same
First
person
of all,
since
he
I
is a
met him.
business
He's a
person.
business person.
That's first and foremost.
He educated
But
me.
he's not like Trump though.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
No,
educated.
he's not like
He
Eric Kellogg.
actually, he's an educator, and it's a difference between a person getting in the mirror
Not
or seat,
only that, but he is sincere.
and that too.
He is very sincere, and he is dedicated to art.
And he's
That's why-
passionate.
And
Well,
that's
man,
why I be telling some of the people in
saw-
Harvey,
He's dedicated
if you
to
want
Harvey.
to come and ask some questions, come to some of the meetings.
I saw him
He can
3
answer
3
anything
weeks
you
ago
wanna
for the
know.
first time after 23 some years.
Okay.
We sat for an hour. I wanted to see if he was the same guy that when I met
Okay.
him and when we were at track and field,
Mhm.
and he was the same guy.
Mr. McCaskill went to school with my son, Danye. He was going to Oak Forest Christian Academy,
Okay.
right? And a few times I gave him a ride home. He always was mannerable.
That's good.
And I didn't see Tone until later years. And, you know, a lot of people he's not one of those people out there, and so people take the wrong conception of him, of what kind of person he is. He's a compassionate person. He's very compassionate, but he's more serious.
Very serious.
He's serious. One
And
thing I
he's a
found
quiet
out, he's
person.
very
Yes.
he's quiet. I guess you could say a lot of shy. He's kind of shy, which now I see that
He ain't
he's
shy.
coming.
Nah,
Just
he ain't
because
shy.
a person,
Sense,
listen,
not in the sense that
Not in this sense.
just because
He
a
ain't
person
shy.
voiced their opinion, they still have. He has a shyness.
he has a
to it.
child tendency.
And
Okay, for the
what
job.
I've been seeing lately, that he's becoming out more and more.
Yes.
And I like that part of it, because when he take that big seat, he's gonna be broad. That means he's got to be for everybody.
Yes.
You know, because Harvey have all kind of people in it. You know what I mean?
When
We
I
have
say
Indians
when I
and,
say
you know.
shy, he's not shy. I mean that to know him is to love him.
Okay.
It's a difference between McCaskill's always been a man of business, and you have to know. And to be in the mayor's seat, you have to know your role, and that's the things that he taught me since I've been around him. I've not always been close to him. I've grown to get close to McCaskill because of the things that he does. It's business. You got to know where to cut people off at. You can be a friend, but when it comes down to business, he wants you to take care of the
He
business.
might fire you.
Oh, he will if I don't do my job.
Hi, I'm Anthony L candidate for mayor of the city of Harvey, 2019 election. I'm running because I love Harvey. From Ingles Memorial Hospital to Thornton Football Field, Harvey's made me strong. As a businessman and homeowner, I've seen the economic fails of the city of Harvey. But there's hope.